In this video, we'll take a look at the calculated matrix question type. So from the question type dropdown, we can select calculated matrix, and it's probably not surprising that this is very similar to the numerical matrix question type, but in the calculated version, students can enter calculations or computations. So if we go to the writing questions help guide for this question type, we see that the only required variable is answer, not surprising, and our syntax for this is something like this, where we enter our answer, and then we indicate our matrix with these square brackets, and then we separate each row with a comma, and we indicate the rows using parentheses. So this is the format that we're going to use. And then we've got some optional variables. So a handful of the calculated type optional variables that you're probably used to by now, and then a new one that's answer size, which defines the size of the answer matrix. So this is basically going to set up a matrix for them, and they just have to enter the entries into the matrix. So we'll go ahead and see what that variable does. First of all, we'll set the answer to 1, 2, 3, 4. So just 1, 2 in the first row and 3 and 4 in the second row. And if we save this and check it out, we see that the input area is actually just a normal text box. And the student is actually going to have to enter in like a text expression of the matrix. So they have to enter something in notation that the answer is defined in. So they can press preview and they can get like a live preview of what they're doing. They can do their computations and so on. However, if we define this answer size variable, which we saw was supposed to be the number of rows and the number of columns, we'll set this to 2 rows and 2 columns. We'll go ahead and save that. And now we see that this, the answer area is now like an indicated matrix, and they have 4 input areas to input stuff into. So now they can do like 1, and then 2 times 1, and then maybe 2 plus 1. And 2 plus 2. So enter some computations. They can still preview things, and then they can submit, and they get feedback on this. And if they miss any one of these entries, they're going to get incorrect feedback. So we can nicely do these matrix type questions. The numerical matrix is similar, but they can't enter computations. And so when you're doing this, it's probably, in a lot of scenarios, probably a good idea to use answer size. But if you don't want to, you can make students type in the actual like text representation of the matrix.